Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and I will pull up your answers first. Okay, so let's go over one by
Okay,
one.
sir.
I went through all the answers actually. You know, there are lots of things we need to correct, Surya. So let us start with your
Okay, sir.
introduction, right? The first question was introduce yourself, right? So
Yeah, sure.
in this introduction, what you have to do is whatever you have written is all okay. Okay, all information are good, but you know that should be in arranged way. Okay, that should be in arranged way.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay, so it's not that you know you are going what your first line is fantastic. You know, my first of all, thank you for giving this opportunity. I am Surya. So what you have to do, that is 100% correct. Okay, and you know your name, place, and
Okay, sir.
everything is correct. Your job description or whatever you have done in you know in graduation, that is all okay. But you know what you have to do at some point of time, you know, here, you know, you came here, I have a basic knowledge in Python and all. So here you just need to little bit, you know, in this section, right? The section I have highlighted, because you are going to
Okay,
talk
sir.
about your skill set, right? So here you
Yeah.
need to elaborate little bit. So what you have written is, I have a basic knowledge in Python and I am trying to become an expert in that. So here, how will you elaborate is little bit of, you know, glimpse of what you have done in Python. Okay, little bit of glimpse, you know, instead of telling some long project description, you can say that what you have done, the gist of your project. Okay, so that you know your interviewer should,
Okay, sir.
you have done something, because anyways we are going to attend the technical interview, right? So they must know
Yeah,
while
yeah.
when you talk about yourself, just elaborate this line, you know, this part. Okay, number one. Then your
Okay,
hobbies
sir.
and all, that is good, and your family background and everything is here good. Basically what you do is this hobbies part, right? Hobbies part, you have to
Yeah.
move little down at the last, right?
Okay, sir.
The last portion of your introduction, move the hobbies part. Sometimes your interviewer
Okay,
will
sir.
be little bit interested knowing your family background. So what you said is talking about my family background. We are four in our family. My father who runs a business, my mother who is a housewife, my younger sister is a person bachelor, and this. Okay, so how, you know, how, you know, you manage your day-to-day activities. Here also you can, you know, explain little bit, you know, when you talk about your family, right? You can give a little glimpse of, you know, what, how hard it is for you, you know, you know, managing everything with your studies, because you have to give some sense that you are also, you know, supporting your dad for, you know, in his business. You spend some time there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
have you have to tell them also that, you know, you have to notify them that you spend some time at shop, and there you find some opportunity to read some books, right? That information you have to pass, so that, you know, people will understand. Okay, if what they understand, don't bother, but you know there will be a sense that okay, this guy is, this sounds responsible. So you got it right. Some little bit of
Yes,
correction
sir.
in your introduction. So that is how you have to.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now come to this strongest part. What is your strongest part? What is your strength? What you have written is, I am a person with a positive thinking mind, self motivation ability, and I am a hardworking person. So these are my key strengths. So, and I, if you remember, I told you you have to continue talking about your strength, and you have to get this opportunity to explain this part, actually, I'm just pulling out the PowerPoint slide, what we went through. So this part, you remember your biggest failure and how did we handle that? That
give
one,
example is life.
yes, you have to give some example about it.
Yeah.
So here you have to give some example, how you are telling that I'm a positive thinker. And what is the explanation of that? Then I can say, if there is no explanation, I can say I'm just like Einstein. My mind is like Einstein. So do you have any evidence or do you have any explanation to that? So the way you explain, if you are saying, right, you are a positive thinker. So the way you explain, that will demonstrate that you are a positive thinker or not. Okay, if I say that I'm very honest person, if I say my strength is I'm very honest person, but while elaborating that point, if I don't explain well, then people who are listening to me, they will understand, okay, he might not be an honest person, but just for the namesake he is telling I am an honest person. But on the other hand, if you are explaining with the full confidence, that whatever the example you are giving, if you are explaining with full confidence and your voice should be matching with your example what you are giving, then people will, whoever is listening to you, will have some sense, okay, whatever he is saying correctly. He is not lying. He is not writing something just for the namesake. So you have to explain here. You must explain what is your strongest part. Just take some example, write down something. It's not that that you have to stop here. Now, if I come to your answer, strongest part. One, I'm asking, what is your strongest part? And you reply, I'm a person with a positive thinking mind, self-motivation ability, and I am hardworking person. So these are my key strengths. So now these answers finished within 10 seconds, right? What I told you, you have to keep in mind that you should not stop at least 1 or 2 minutes before. Let them say, yeah, I got it. I will ask you some other question. You should be talkative. You should be talking. Somebody is asking, what is your strength? I will start explaining 5, 6, 10 example. This situation, if I'm able to handle, I feel that I'm a very strong person. These are my strongest part. These are my strength. So there are certain examples. Now, hi Veera. Thanks for joining.
Hi sir, good evening sir. Sorry for
Good
this.
evening. So Surya told me that you can listen to, but if you cannot answer,
Yes sir, I can listen.
Okay.
Sorry sir.
If you can answer, that's well and good. If you can't answer, that is also fine. I will explain that to you. And whenever you have comfortable time, you can call me or we can discuss more. Or Surya also can.
Okay sir. Okay sir. Thanks.
Okay. So now
okay,
another question. This one, did you get, Veera? Strongest part. If somebody is telling some strongest part, then what you have to answer?
I said I have a stronger part and follow discipline and consistency.
No problem. I will pull up your answer. This is what you answered. My strength is discipline and consistency. Sir, I think discipline is the key of the success. And there are some, this is very good example you have given when you lost your weight from 90 kg to 65 kg, but you have to elaborate here. You have to tell little more. And I would recommend you to be with this example in your interview also. Just explain little more how hard it was for you while you were doing some exercise or while you were spending some time with your gym equipments or with diet, how hard it was and how comfortable it was. Definitely it was not comfortable.
Okay.
Not for inwards. So you have to elaborate here. Your answer is good, but you have to elaborate. So let us come to the next point. Next point is, why do you want to work in Wipro, right? So you are telling that, if, and in here, Surya, just a step back, a discipline is the key of the success, not I think the discipline is the key to success. Okay, this kind of little bit of punctuation, or this kind of what I say, the English thing, you have to
Grammar.
keep in your mind that you should not say this key of the success. It's a key to success.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So number 3 is why you want to work in our company, why you want to work in TCS, why you want to work in Wipro. So first, let us take your example. A friend of mine told me Wipro is such a good company for a fresher, and they give good start for your career growth. And I'm passionate about work, so enhance my knowledge and skill. So Surya, you also listen. Instead of telling a friend of mine told me Wipro is a good company, instead of telling this, you can say, I have gone through the website and I have seen lots of reports on Wipro, and what I understand is Wipro really provides a good platform for freshers to excel in in IT sector or something, whatever the field we opt for, whatever the programming or whatever we do. Wipro provides lots of opportunities to do this, and Wipro has some other activities also. All these things you can say. And what I have observed, that Wipro has really done good in last quarter in terms of financial condition. Wipro has won some award for handling their employees at their best. All these kind of things you can say, instead of telling that a friend of mine who told me. You got it right. You have to
Yes,
say
sir.
you have done some research and you came to know about Wipro company. Or Wipro everybody knows, but whatever company you are going to attend interview for, you have to say that I have done some research about this company, and this is what I have read, this is what I have come across. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can simply let me see what Surya has written. Why do you want to work in this company? I heard this company is much pretty like in service-based company. No, opportunity and this knowledge. Okay, yeah, all this fine, but Surya, same thing. You also have to tweak in that way that you have done some research. So the answer would be something like
Okay,
this.
sir.
Answer would be something like this. If somebody is asking me, hey, why you want to work in our company? So in short, what I can say is, I am really impressed by the leadership team of this company. I read on the website that the company is planning to expand its business to new countries. So it's a great opportunity for me to learn as well as contribute to the growth to the company. Something like this, if you say, it will send a notification to the interviewer that you have done some research, you went through the website, you have read some book about this company, and you really want to participate in that growth, and you want to get that opportunity to work with. Okay, this was how precise and crisp it was, right? So something like that. Okay, again, why should we choose you?
So for that strongest person, why do you want to work in something? We can combine these sentences.
Surya, I can't hear you. Can you please tell me little louder?
For this question, why should we choose you? For that,
Why should we
we
choose
can
you?
combine strong. Yeah. For that, we
Yes,
can combine the strongest part. And why do you want to work in this company?
exactly,
Can we do
exactly,
that, sir?
exactly. You can do that. And once you do that, you know, right, your answer will be more than it will take more than 2 to 3 minutes to answer. And that is what
Yeah.
we want. We want people to speak. So your approach is 100% correct. You can collaborate those two answers and tell that, why should we choose you? Exactly. That is very good approach. Now, about weakness. My weakness is overthinking and easily trusting people. I'm trying to overcome my weakness. what Veera has responded is talking too much, taking too much responsibilities. In order to complete responsibility, I can be able to focus my, but then nowadays, it's handling multitasking. So no, Veera's answer is better than yours for this weakness, right? So here I am trying to overcome the weakness. Instead of that, you could have said something like, because of that weakness, what you are getting, like, see, what he has written is, because of this weakness, it is helping him to handle multitasking work, right? He's doing multitasking. He's doing multitasking because of that weakness. He's taking lots of responsibility. I will do that, do that, do that, do that. But at the end of the day, if he is not able to complete all the responsibilities, then he will try to multitask, right? And this is very important point to be in IT industry. You have to do multitasking at some point of time. So now you have said trusting people, right? You trust people easily. I know you personally, Surya, so that I know that, definitely you will trust people and you are a very simple and sober guy. But, when you go to the interview, you have to say something like, okay, trusting people. Let me take this one as a weakness and tell you what is the answer. We can frame the sentence like this. My biggest weakness is that I trust people very easily. And, sometimes it hurts me because I feel cheated. Right? But many times this habit also helps me make good friends. And, this also helps me to understand which is not good for me, who is not good for me. So these kind of, experiences I am getting because of my weakness. But, my trusting people is, I'm not letting this characteristics to be, part of weakness. I am, converting this to my strength. If I trust people, okay, I trust people. I trust with all the confidence. I trust. If they cheat me, I learned something from there, right? If you are getting cheated, you learn something, right? What next time I will be comfortable. I will be comfortable to choose, what I want, what I should not take, what I should go for, what I should not go for. Next time, I'll get some experience. I will have some, experience to decide some, something in future. So these things are helping me. But I'm definitely trying to overcome. I'm not letting my weakness to be, there for a longer time. So this kind of, you have to keep on talking, and your voice, sound, everything should be impactful. It should not be like, you are telling something half-heartedly. It should not be the case. You have to tell with bold voice and everything. Now I'm telling you one thing. The person who is going to interview, he also doesn't know everything. Okay. So if say, for example, I have interviewed 20 years experienced people last couple of weeks before. My experience is how much? 17 years. I have been in IT industry for the last 17 years, but I interviewed a person who was having 20 plus years of experience. The reason I was asked to evaluate him because he was a doctor. He had done his PhD degree. Okay. And, in my concern, I am the only one who has done the PhD degree. But even though I am less experienced, they asked me to evaluate because, I can correlate with his work and all everything. But does that mean if I am interviewing him, I am asking some question, does that mean that I know everything? No, I don't know everything. So what people look for, what an interviewer will look for when he is asking you some question, he is going to check your confidence. Your technical knowledge comes later, but your first impression as soon as you enter to the room, that is making some impact. Second, the way you talk, the way you greet, that makes some impact. And later on, the way you speak, your communication, you should not stop. Let them say, okay, Surya, yeah. Now we should proceed for the next question. You are talking too much, Surya. For one question, what is your strength? And you are telling me lots of stories. Yes, you have to be like that. You have to be like that. And I will share my experience. When I was being interviewed for one of the multinational companies in 2006 or 2005, 2006, January, I remember. And I kept on talking. They asked me some question and I kept on explaining. So at one point of time, they had to say, hey, Vijendra, please, now you have to stop explaining that because we have to move to some other question. I said, okay, that's fine. I can stop, but my answer is not yet completed. Since you have asked me this question, this is my responsibility to explain everything to you so that you are very clear about my perspective. And it will help you to make some decisions, right or wrong, I don't know, but it will help you to make some decisions. Okay, this is how we have to say something like, okay.
Okay.
And there should be no fear. There should be no fear. When you enter, in your eyes, I can look at your eyes and say that there should not be any fear. So that is what we want. That is what we want to see in people. When you attend interview, you have to be on top of it. You have to be fearless. So example, if you go fearless and if you go with fear, then what is the difference? If you go with fear, it is 100% chance that you will lose this job. If you walk with confidence, already 50% chances are there you will get the job already without opening your mouth. If you walk with confidence, 50% chances are there you will get the job. But if you enter with fear, then that is 100% possibility that they will reject that candidate. Okay, so that is a huge that is the biggest thing we have to take care while we walk into the room. Okay, now where do you see in 5 years? Okay. What is the answer you have written?
For the past 5 years,
this is Surya's answer for the past 5 years. So you have answered wrongly, Surya. I think you understood what you did in last 5 years, right? No. Yeah. You have written the past 5 years, about past 5 years, right? But the question is, what they are asking is, in next 5 years.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't answer for this question, sir. Right, sir. I try to say like I didn't answer for that.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Question, no problem.
Okay, sir.
So the thing is, let me see what he is. Okay, whatever you has written. So in next 5 years, what they are trying to see, what they are trying to check here, they listen carefully. They want to know,
yes, sir,
the next 5 years where you want to see yourself. It means they want to see your plan. What is your plan for next 5 years? If you have clarity or not, or they want to check in next 5 years based on your answer. They will try to check, they will try to analyze whether you are going to get 2 years of experience and then you want to jump from this company or not. They will try to check all these things. Okay, so we have to be very careful in answering. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Means next 5 years, your plan. What is your plan for next 5? So you can say like this, you are joining as a fresher, right? And I will be joining as a fresher, and I aspire to grow in IT industry. Today I am a fresher, but in another 5 years, next 5 years, I want to see myself as a, say, for team lead or project manager in the same concern or same organization where I start my career. And I will to achieve that, I will learn the necessary skills which is required for my growth, which are required for my growth, and I really wanted to see how a project managers, they manage the projects, multiple projects, and how they deal with the client. So I want to learn all those things, and I want to become a client facing manager so that I can directly go ahead and talk to client customers directly to deal. That is what I want to learn being in this company. I'm a fresher. I have these kind of, thoughts in my mind, how they handle customers, how they handle client, and how the projects are being managed. So technically, I'm good. I know Python. I can work. I can start working in any other language also. I can learn. But this is what I want to see in next 5 or 10 years. I want to grow in the company as a, and I want to handle multiple projects. I want to become a customer facing manager or something like that. So with this answer, they will understand, okay, you know the path. That guy knows the path because he's explaining, he wants to become a team lead, then project manager, and then client facing manager. Okay, wow, he knows how it works in the industry. And definitely if he knows how it works, definitely he will be able to achieve that. So chances are there. These questions are very simple. It sounds very simple, but these are very tricky questions, right? They will try to check your what is your plan. Your plan, basically, they need to check. They want to check here. Okay, so any question on this one? Any question?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm clear about it.
Okay, now so that you are clear, so what I request you to revise this answers, revise all these answers, okay, and write down long answers. Whatever you have written, these can be finished within 5 minutes, but I want you to sustain in the interview for at least 20 minutes. If your interview goes 20 minutes, 80% chances are there that you will be selected. Okay, so you have to sustain. You have to. This is what only the simple questions. We have to discuss what technical question also going to be. But one thing is here, I have arranged a mock interview for both of you on Saturday. I have already talked to that industry person who is a senior project manager in one of the MNCs. So he agreed to give that 15 or 20 minutes each, for let's say for 30 minutes or 45 minutes, whatever it takes. It depends how your interview goes on. If it's going for 20 minutes, means you are going good. If he finishes his interview in 5 minutes, then it means we need to prepare more. Okay, so we will analyze how long your interview goes, then how what he feels. I will get a feedback also from him after the interview. So you have to get ready. And he, after lots of conversation, lots of requests, he agreed to spend some time over the weekends. Okay, some 1 hour over the weekends. He adjusted his time. So you have to now, both of you have to give me some time so that I can send a invite separately, for interview session. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So any question you have, just ask me. Technical question, whatever he is going to ask, let him ask. If you can answer them, answer those questions. If you can't answer, that's fine. We will be discussing in the next session. Okay. And probably next Saturday also, I will try to engage somebody else who can interview you, both of you, so that your second round of mock interview will be happening. And we will see the performance this Saturday and next Saturday. How did you perform? Next Saturday, I will try to, call some other company people, some other experienced people, so that, we'll have some variations. Okay. Any question, Surya and Veera?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So prepare well and, rewrite all the answers the way I explained that to you. Okay. Rewrite all these 11 answers. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sorry for inconvenience. Can you explain can you handle the pressure and stress, and how can I answer for that question, sir?
Okay. Can you handle pressure and stress?
Yeah, sir. You didn't explain that.
Huh?
You didn't explain that question.
Yeah, I
Yes,
did
sir.
not explain. Sorry, I missed it. Maybe, or all these two things I just missed it. Okay, no problem.
Uh,
So see,
okay,
can
sir.
you handle pressure and stress? How will you handle? See, you have to explain the good habits here. Anybody in this entire world, how will he or she handle pressure? If I have pressure, how will I handle? So number one, if I have pressure for lots of work to be done in a day, and I feel pressure, I am 100% confident that I can handle, because I do lots of stuffs in my daily routine to make balance. And first of all, I never let that occasion come where I will have lots of pressure for anything. I never try to do that. But if at all, if I have pressure or stress, I can handle easily because I do meditation regularly. I try to talk to the people to resolve any problem. I take some 10 suggestions to resolve the problem, and whichever is the best, I opt for that one. So this kind of, and I always go with the positive frame of my mind, right? All these things you have to say, and you can also tell some example here. There was a time where I have to do lots of steps, and how did you handle, how did you do that? It is all about performing a teamwork. So next question is teamwork, right? So is stressing,
Yes,
stress
sir.
or pressure, as a technical person, as a people, you are working in a team in your office, IT industry. How will you handle? You have to release something, right? You have to release all the tension, right? So in order to do that, if you are a project manager, if you're a team lead, you have to distribute your small chunk of works to the team members and let them do it. And you have to only, it is all about deliveries, right? You have to deliver the code, you have to deliver the things on time. So this is how you have to explain, and you have to explain with some example. In my earlier college situation, or in my college, or in my earlier job, or somewhere, I managed my stress just like this. And I'm continuing doing all these practices, exercises, reading books, relaxing, meditation, lots of things I do to relieve stress. And about the pressure of work, I take lots of suggestion, and I never let that opportunity come where my work will be too much for a day. I all these things you have to explain.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so in 1 minute it is going to end actually. So I will leave that to you. Teamwork, you just